The party's jumping, everybody's having a good time. You know what's going through my mind. You mind if I get Let me kick off.
You know, it's been a difficult road to get to this point to talk to you guys, because I still suffer from humiliation. I've worked hard all my life, and I'm one of those persons that have worked on a job all his life, and when it ends, everything ends. You know, there's no savings, there's no 401k, there's no stocks and bonds. It's just square zero. Because if you look at me, you can't tell that I'm homeless. But actually, I've been homeless for like 4 years. I could never lay down on the ground and be comfortable. I have always learned the routes of how to travel on the bus, on the city bus. I would travel from here to downtown LA, to Long Beach, get on the train, and by the time I make a certain type of route, it would be 3 in the morning. And then I would take a bus from downtown back to here, then it would be 5 in the morning. And then I would try to blend in, you know, but I would be tired all the time. And if you get on the bus in Santa Monica at night around 12 o'clock, you'll find most of all the homeless people on that bus trying to get rest or riding the bus because they need safety. There's a lot of different faces to this, and that's what you're probably gonna encounter when you go through your documentaries, different levels and different degrees.
Here in Vegas, at least, if you're an unaccompanied minor, a homeless youth, you're considered a criminal. When the police came one day, I got a ticket for lodging in a place without owner's consent, and then when they took me outside of the empty house that I was living in, staying in, they gave me a ticket for curfew. So here I am, 14, 15 years old, getting a ticket for being homeless. We're trying to change that. Being as I was a homeless youth, I really wholeheartedly believe that they should be considered victims. I don't feel like there's bad kids. I don't feel like a kid's homeless because he wants to be.
My mom left me. She abandoned me at the end of my freshman year of high school. I was living on the bleachers of my school for maybe like 4 or 5 months. I'd go down to the water fountain, I'd brush my teeth, I'd put water in my hair to make it look, you know, a little snazzy, and I'd go to class. You know, you couldn't tell the difference at all. People just think homeless people are just these people that beg for food and look bummy and stink and things like that, but it's different kinds of homelessness. A lot of people don't know that.
I've been an addict for quite a while. Probably since I was like 13. Never woke up thinking, oh, I'm gonna be an addict someday. I guess when I was little, I always thought like an archaeologist or geologist, maybe artist. I've done a lot of, you know, work and stuff in different areas. I've had a lot of different jobs.
The main thing I think should come out of this is education for the young people. That way they see what the shit's about. They don't have to experience it for themselves. You chase that euphoria and you never catch it. You think you do, but you don't. Drug is like a pair of vice grips. Once they're locked, they're on there. The 23 years of this shit, you'd think that was enough, but the last year or so I've came to the realization that I'm an addict for life, you know.
After I slept the first 2 nights in the car with my kids, that was like a nightmare. We had a house and a car, and then overnight everything changed. My husband ended up in prison, and I wasn't able to work because I had just had my son. I hadn't been at work for 2 years, so it was hard for people to want to hire me after being gone. You know, as a person, you feel like a failure, you know, like you're supposed to be a good mom, and here your kids have to see you, you know, not knowing what to feed them or where to stay. Even before I became homeless, I never had any idea that places like this were in place in case someone needed it. And so they kind of talked to me and explained to me that, you know, this happens to anybody. And so I went from the feeling shame to, it's okay, you know, it can only go up from here.
Let me do y'all the cover. Check it out. When the night
The hardest part for me
has come,
was to see people going to work every day and going about their normal routine, and it's like I was invisible. I was invisible.
I'm kind of glad that my mom did end up leaving me I'm glad that I did end up surviving by myself. I'm glad about all these different things because they taught me how to grow up, that life isn't easy.
I've met all walks of life that are homeless or have been homeless. And it's not just your average addict or alcoholic. It's like family people or working people that's lost their jobs and everything.
By me, please stand by me.
If we checked in with you in 5 years, where would you be?
Hopefully, you know, I gave up being rich a long time ago, but hopefully I will be still housed, still in the right frame of mind, and still able to give something to somebody else. That's all that counts. It doesn't take much. And have a close relationship with my children. Help them understand what this was about. So that's what I hope to see.
Thank you so much.